New card. What do you think?
Get over here!
Hadouken! That man is playing Galaga.
I understood that reference.
You shall not pass! So say we all.
Ride with me?
It's adamantium tasting time, boys.
Well, make it so, number one.
All wings report in.
And welcome to your weekly interval. This is the Best Damn Nerd Show. I'm your host, Microphone Alchemist James Kincaid. With me tonight, Hall of Fame cyber athlete, but still agent of the Kieran Tour, Jonathan Craig.
Always agent of the Kieran Tour.
We're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. You know, I'm a Jedi Master too, for that matter. So you know,
more than ever, agent of the Kieran Tour. Literally more than ever.
That's what I'm hearing.
And maybe you as Jedi Master now with Mandalorian.
Dude, for real. It's what is old is now new again. Also with me tonight, Chief Science Officer of Star Labs, Mark Truex.
Always a pleasure, gentlemen.
I wish we were doing video tonight because I feel like Mark's giving it to us a little sarcastically, but you been getting after it a little bit there, Marco?
Dude, I always come prepped and greased for my boys.
All right. And finally, Professor Chris Davis.
Lone Gunman, Chris Davis.
And Lone Gunman.
I think we're going to stick with that for a little bit.
Are the Lone Gunmen, do they think pandemic or plandemic at the Lone Gunman, though? Where do they come down on that?
You know, I'm on the pandemic side. I'm not that far out for plandemic, so...
Okay, fair enough.
You gotta have some smarts about you.
We'll start right there. I want to catch up with everybody. Mark was on last week, so I know a little bit about what he's been up to. But Davis, you haven't been on for a little bit. What have you been up to, buddy?
You guys almost lost a nerd, man. It was almost your first nerd funeral. So
Dark.
It's dark.
I was on my bed. I wouldn't say deathbed because it wasn't that bad, but I've
just
I've
on your regular
COVID.
bed.
I've had the old COVID.
Dude, you
got the Rona.
Yeah, I'm not sure what how these episodes have been releasing entirely, but I think last time I was on, we were joking about a COVID party I was going to.
Yeah, for Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So that happened.
Some homemade treats, I bet.
In retrospect, not a funny joke at the time. Maybe now.
Well,
is that like, have you contact traced it back to that?
No, it was a week or two.
It was definitely that.
I mean, you've been going out and partying every day.
It was assuredly that. No, it was absolutely that party. I hadn't even thought about that. Like, that is 1,000% what happened. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. So I look back on that and it was bad.
On a scale of 1 to flu, what was it like?
It was about a flu minus.
A flu minus, okay, yeah. That's
so you didn't get it. You didn't get it that bad.
No, I didn't get the chills or fever.
You didn't get all 19.
Yeah, and I didn't lose my sense of taste, which I'm very happy about because I do love
you
my
lost
food
that
and my
years
candy.
ago.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've eaten so much sugar that's pretty much the only flavor I can taste these days. So.
Well, this actually segues us to our next segment. If we had to lose a nerd, which one would we lose? Mark, who would you choose?
Well, we chose on the first episode, and it was Lee Wolf.
Oh, that's true. He's gone.
So you know, we'll pour one out for Lee and Brian. You know, it's just been a couple to come and go over the years. Yeah, it was before your time, Mark.
I will say though, if you want some time to catch up on video games, go get COVID. So that's my.
Oh my god!
Don't endorse it.
So just go get it. You get 2 weeks down. You can catch up on some games. It's
Gavin
fantastic.
Newsom, we're sorry. We're sorry.
It's like paid vacation, dude. It's like a paid vacay.
We're all going to be imprisoned if we put this podcast out in California. Jesus
Unbelievable.
Christ. LA just released guidelines that prohibits all travel, including walking on foot.
Dude, I've been going to I've been going to LA every week, and it was getting to the point where it's like I was gonna have to sign a waiver to come into LA. But I didn't get COVID, Davis.
It's fucking hilarious. The California, like, first of all, everyone here has it. There's like 5,000 to 7,000 new cases a day in LA at the point that we're recording this podcast. But LA put out the you're not allowed to travel anywhere, including on foot. But then there's like a 12-page list of exemptions.
Exceptions.
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah,
so.
like living.
Yeah,
your
so you
life.
can pretty much like including going golfing. Like everything is still okay to do. You know what I mean? Like nothing's off limits. But
dude, I mean, in my opinion, as long as you're not just a complete stupid ass about it, you should be fine. Like I've been traveling more these last couple of months for Primetime Live than I have in a really long time. Like every week going down to LA.
But you're a star with like a private jet and stuff.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. But I feel like if you're not a complete moron, you should be fine. So Davis, congratulations, bro. You did it.
You know what? I'm sorry that I got it from a friend that saves lives every day. All right, he's a
That's not
firefighter.
what were they dressed as a firefighter at that Halloween party?
No,
fucking idiot.
He was a firefighter, legit.
no.
So they save lives.
they're
Slutty
around
nurse
people
gave it to
like,
me.
No,
Good
sorry that
Lord, Davis.
I have other friends that do meaningful things with their
I don't
life,
like
all right?
that you have other friends, dude. I think this.
Well, that's clearly the problem.
I think the takeaway from this experience is that you need to let go of those friends. They're bad influences on your life. The only people that you should be talking to are us nerds and those of us on Discord.
Well, yeah.
Maybe-
First of
maybe
all, yes,
Discord.
join up bestdamnnerdshow.com/Discord. First of all, to get in on the discussion. That's
That's my
bestdamnnerdshow.com/Discord. But John, you're not wrong because Davis's friends are the type that give him COVID and also refer to him as CD or TOF and other
Toph,
such
yeah.
like shitbaggeries.
And we've gone over this. You're not allowed to shorten your name to the middle of your name. You either get the beginning or the end, not the middle. You don't get to lop off the front and back of your name.
Why not though? I mean, it's
No, dude.
it's very descriptive.
Well,
It'd be like if my nickname was Nath.
Nath, I dig it.
dude,
Well, now we have a nickname. for
Dude,
John.
fuck it. I'm
Nath
Nath. I
Craig.
actually kind of like Nath. You know what? I'm
we
gonna call
didn't
you
realize
Toph from
that was
now on,
actually the secret sauce all
dude.
along.
Yeah, that's a great nickname.
Nath is like,
Nath.
I think Nath is
might get
Killian's
over,
dark
dude.
nemesis.
Toph sucks, but Nath is cool. But Davis, I'm first of all, I'm glad you're doing all right and you're in such fine spirits and you allow us to joke about your misfortune. But really though, what was it? You're the first of now a few friends trickling in that have gotten it for me. So all of them nowhere near where I am, thankfully, but.
It was, like I said, it was like a flu light for me, and we're young, we're healthy, you get headaches, sore throat, exhaustion, and then the other thing was just like a really heavy chest, like a weight was on your chest, like the weight I feel having to support this podcast and
Oh wow.
and carry
it.
you guys.
Yeah, put us on your back.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's more of a weight on your shoulders though, more than anything.
Right, and so it just kind of moved to the middle of my chest.
Okay,
so
got
it
you,
was just a transfer.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Kind of like the pit in James's chest every time Tim is on the show because he has no idea what the fuck he's gonna say.
Tim was supposed to be on tonight, and he was like, "Hey man, like I accidentally packed away my mic. I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Oh, darn.
No,
I guess we'll just have to wait for another one." No, I love you, Tim.
You just didn't want another full WoW episode.
No, I actually do want a couple. Dude, I had so much fun on that WoW episode. I want to hear more guild stories. I want to get a sit down with Tim Childs and Toady. I love Tim. I love when Tim actually appears, instead of when I've had a whole segment based around him doing shitty accents and then at the 11th hour he doesn't show up. But I haven't held on to that or anything.
No,
But I'm glad you're doing better, Davis. Mark, how have you been?
Good. I am deep in Doom Patrol.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
I'm telling you, I'm still with it, loving it, loving every single episode. Brendan Fraser, delightful. Where the hell did he go? He should be around more, even if he is a robot.
real dark time in his career that he had to go through, Mark.
Yeah, I know, but he's back.
He was bleak. Yeah, I'm glad he's back.
He's Robot Man. It's good.
He's back,
So
and he is
that's
no
really my only
longer
thing.
no longer with those Playboy good looks of his, though. He's put on some city miles, says Brendan Fraser. That's for sure.
Dude, it's not about how he looks, dude. It's about his attitude and his charisma.
True.
Even through a robot voice box, it drips.
I'm happy that he has had a resurgence, no doubt about it. Poor guy.
Dude,
Poor guy.
check it out. Check it out, Doom Patrol, HBO Max. Drink the Kool-Aid. Drink it.
He's on that Val Kilmer body plan, huh?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Man, I just can't, Davis. I'm just so glad you're alive, Davis, because you've had some close calls.
Yeah,
here in the
yeah,
course
no,
of this
it's
podcast.
I like to
and we've
roll the dice.
We've laughed at you for all of them.
Yeah.
We've made light of all of them.
True friends. I will say, to be a little serious about, just for like a real warning, like I was like 12 hours before I started feeling symptoms supposed to have lunch with my 90-plus-year-old grandmother. And thank God we canceled for whatever reason that day. And it's for reasons like that where you just unknowingly give it to somebody that could actually be super affected. And it just kind of woke me up a little bit about it a little bit more.
Davis is now woke. But no,
he has started wearing a mask now as a result of that.
Yeah, still not over his nose.
No, but on the chin. On the chin.
On the chin. Yeah.
I thought it was just a diaper for my beard. You know.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, your point is well taken, Davis, and I certainly hope everybody is being safe and staying healthy and all that jazz. And I know there's a couple people in the Discord, at least one that has gone through it. Our dear friend, the Gay Florida Nerd, had to deal with that, so that's crappy.
Everyone
I believe
in Florida
one other
has
one
gotten it at this point, though, right?
It's
a lot of people, Florida. I think Florida's plan was just to plow ahead, and that eventually only the strong will remain.
Go out, drink the swamp water. It'll be good for you.
Just keep going, and only the strong will survive. Which it's not a terrible plan. It was like the Ulysses S. Grant plans of dealing with a pandemic. It's just like, hey, strength in numbers. Let's do it.
Yep.
But John, you, my friend, have been plowing ahead on Shadowlands. Every time I talk to you, you're talking about World of Warcraft Shadowlands. Yeah. We did our WoW episode. How's it been now that you've dived back into Azeroth?
Oh, well, I'm not in Azeroth any longer. I am now in the afterlife in Shadowlands. Davis flirted with death. I've just fully embraced and entered the afterlife with my character in an attempt to save Azeroth and all other realms that are affected by the Jailer's evil plan. But we're like a week and a half into the expansion now, and it's fucking awesome, dude. I feel like it's one of the best expansions that I've played so far, and definitely better than Battle for Azeroth. And yeah, there's a lot of new systems in it, and a lot of stuff to do, and all of it's very, very fun. So I've definitely been enjoying it.
Your main villain is a jailer?
Yeah.
That's his name. Is not very menacing when you say it.
Well, the jailer of the damned, bro. Like stuff like that. It's not just it's not just somebody that's not it's just not just the person locking you up for being drunk in public, Davis. It's a more
I'm just thinking of
entity.
Like the jailer in Pirates of the Caribbean, where I just like drunk sitting on a stool next to you. That's what you're battling.
No. He's in control of people's souls and is using them to his own ends.
I have a question, but Mark, you wanted to make a point because John was showing us his characters before we started the show. Yes. Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, I played WoW long ago, like 04 to 06, somewhere in that range.
Already you sound like a casual, but go ahead.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
He's admitting to it.
I had an orc or something. His name was Balls on Chin. He was great.
Okay.
Yeah, and it looks the exact same. The expansion, like almost 20 years later, looks the exact same. Where's the innovation?
Where's Spider-Man?
Where's the innovation?
Yeah,
John?
That's all I gotta say.
But before John answers, which will probably be what it actually is, my thinking on it was it hasn't changed really because it's more of an aesthetic thing than a graphics thing. Like the cartoony sort of look of it is by design, so it doesn't really need to get updated to new style graphics. It's like this is what the world sort of looks like. It's just kind of this cartoonish, comic booky fantasy game.
Yeah, in a sense, you were looking at the character select screen. They have improved the character models a little bit, added more polygons to them since the game started 14 years ago. But it still is very boxy and cartoony in a sense, and I think it's just a callback to the Warcraft 3 aesthetic, which is where it all kind of originated from, the look and feel of World of Warcraft. I think in game, if you were to like fly around the new zones and compare them to the zones that you remember, like Durotar, I'm assuming you didn't make it too much further out of Durotar, just based on.
I was level 16. I was level 16.
Let's properly shame Mark for playing Horde, by the way.
Yeah, Mark made it to the Barrens and he was like,
terrible.
This chat is too toxic for me. I gotta go.
I don't know how to chat during gameplay.
But if you compare the aesthetic of the like old world zones, which a lot of them have been revamped, start in the Cataclysm era and beyond, it's a stark difference. Like the new zones have a lot of detail, a lot of atmospheric things, more creatures that have a lot of polygons, but essentially, yeah, the aesthetic is the same. All that's different is the systems like underneath the game. Like the game itself is very different, but it looks similar. You know what I mean?
Like they're more mist.
Yeah, well, more everything. I mean, back then, like our computers couldn't really render like a lot of trees and like the tree. Like if you go to the old zones, the trees are like triangular, and the new zones have like actual, well-shaped sprites and things like that. Like I don't know, like the aesthetic of the game has improved over time, but it still is like cartoony, boxy, kind of corny Warcraft.
I kind of like that though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they could change it other than releasing a different World of Warcraft game.
Yeah,
but
I like
at this point, like 14 years in, with a game that's so heavily based on like collection. No, not quest as much as grinding. Yeah, collection and aesthetic, and like I don't think you could. I just don't think you could like let people. You could like abandon people's like achievement points, and I don't know. Like I think they're kind of boxed into a corner. They just keep having to like build on what they already have in a weird way.
They'd rather you just skip to a certain level so you could get to where everybody else is.
I mean, that's kind of what they're doing now. Yeah, like with this expansion, they if you buy the expansion, you get a character boost. So you just start out in the expansion. You don't have to like go through the old world stuff, which is interesting. But even if you didn't use that, the leveling experience, I did it on several characters right before the expansion came out. It takes like a couple days to get to max level. Like
that's ridiculous.
A couple days. It's very streamlined and fast. And I mean, this is compared to like when James leveled up, it took months.
Well,
it was one of the great journeys of my life.
Full semester. It took James like a full semester. And
he's reading everything, and he's not a quick reader.
But, dude, stuff took a long time to kill. Like there weren't always
especially
quests
for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Quiet there.
Quests,
Patient Zero.
The old WoW, like there wasn't always quests to like move you to the next level. Like you'd get halfway through a level, and then there were just like no more quests for you to do, so you had to just kill monsters for like 4 days straight, and then finally it would like unlock the next level, and you could do a couple more quests. Now it's like completely kind of like on rails a little bit to get you to the end game experience.
Just had to kill a bunch of beetles or something. Not really monsters, just animals. Just slaughtering.
Well, there's demons.
To that end,
some herbs.
How are the quests in this expansion, John?
I've heard they're really cool.
Oh my god! What does that mean?
Did you just pay for your upgrade?
Not even playing. No, I did.
Like
I did.
Chinese gold farmers,
dude. It's actually really cool. So there's like 4 main zones that you level in, and then there's the Maw, which is like the jailer's like domain that you kind of do assaults on periodically. But each zone represents a different like manifestation of the afterlife and what happens to people's souls after they perish. And so each zone that you go into has like a completely different like take on how your soul gets redeemed and cleansed and like what happens to you in the afterlife. And you start out in like the one that James would choose, which is a zone called Bastion, and it's the Kyrians, and they're like an ancient like Greek kind of philosophical vibe. And then there's Maldraxxus, which is like some fucking bone shit.
Where do the paladins go?
Kyrian. Well, most paladins are Kyrian. And then there's fucking what's the third one? Can't even think of it right now. Didn't make it. Oh, it's the vampire fucking place, dude. The fucking Revendreth with all the vampire guys. Which the only way you like that zone is if you're the kind of person whose Twitter avatar is a fucking anime character, and you like drawing stuff on Deviant. You like drawing vampires on Deviant art. And then the last zone, which is by far the best, is the home of the Night Fae, which is my covenant that I've allied with, and it's Ardenweald, and it's like, you know, basically beasts of the wild and cool, like,
because you're rolling shit. Hunter.
Yeah, hunter, druid. It's my vibe, man.
Yeah, I feel that. But how are the quests?
I can't really tell you much about the quests.
Okay, so one of my things that I'm
so how do you get to the different worlds? Yeah.
No, you do the quests.
I'm not going to belabor this too heavily, but have we seen, because one of my things that I was upset about was how Uther was treated in the lead up to this in the trailers. Have you seen Uther yet? Is he like a focal
I have
point?
not seen Uther.
Okay. Has he been in the cinematics that you've skipped through?
Not from what I have seen. But I have seen like other characters in their afterlife.
Anduin and Lothar?
What's that?
Lothar?
No. I've seen Lady Vag from Serpentine Cavern, the boss.
What?
The boss from Serpentine Cavern was doing some shit. I had to team up with her, which was weird.
Is that a name where...
That's a real name?
Was that a nickname from where they took it from the middle as well?
Yeah, it's spelled Vashj. Ysera is in there. I had to like save her soul. I don't know, dude. I saved a bunch of night elf souls that perished when Teldrassil burned up in flames at the hands of Sylvanas, the bitch. Can't wait to kill her.
Sylvanas sucks. Yeah, I can't wait for you to kill her too.
Yeah.
Gotta stream that.
Yeah.
Speaking of streaming, I will soon be streaming more games myself. I will be doing the entire Emily is Away series. I believe the third one is set to come out very soon.
Oh my God.
So at bestdamnnerdshow.com/Discord, if you want to suggest any other such similar games for me to stream, because I really feel like those interactive ones are sort of in my wheelhouse. Ones where, you know, those text-based ones where I can belabor a choice and get very sad by the end of it and need to drink are sort of, that's my
I mean,
aesthetic,
if you're getting a PC, though, you do need to play WoW. I hope you realize this.
I don't have time to play World of Warcraft.
Dude, Age of Empires Definitive Edition 20 year. Do it.
Well, I'll play that. Can I play that with you, Mark? Is there like
yes.
Okay, I'd do that with you.
Yes, it's true.
But it happened. So yes, I will be getting ready to stream some games. So please send some suggestions, and we need to get that going again.
I feel like you should play some of those like hentai RPGs on.
The dating sims. Oh God, those. The Cool's House Heroes introduced me to those games first, Marco. And there's this one called Ganguro Girl, and like they persist. Like the quote that came out, it was like, I don't know, give her a DVD player. That'll make her like you could give them gifts to make them like fall in love with you. It's like, here, have some stinking DVDs. It's just those games are fucking absurd. But you might not be wrong. That might be maybe not quite so graphic as a game like that, but I did play one dating sim on Steam. I don't remember the name of it, but it was one, just trying to sort of dip a toe in to see what I was getting myself into, and it became this like nightmarish horror thing. Like this girl killed herself. Spoiler alert! And
because she dated you.
God.
And it
deletes just too close to real life.
It deleted all of the save data too, so you just have to keep playing too. It's not like you can go back and try and save
God.
it. Yeah, it was very intense.
Jesus,
very intense,
dude.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound like a game.
It was messed up too.
That's what a date with James is like.
I think I still stand by. I think James should play the pickup artist games because
what is that? What are those?
Oh God, they're like I forget what the games are called, but there's a series of them that were popular on Twitch for a while. That's like they're like multiple choice games like Emily is away.
Oh, see, I'm all about those kinds of games.
Yeah, but you're playing as like a pickup artist dude, and he's like kind of, it's weird because he's like, it's like instructional Hitch? And he's like teaching you how to be a pickup artist and like what to say to
it's like self-help.
But it's like it's not like 3D rendered. It's like all shot with like video cameras. And so like it's like cinematics that it's like videos that play out based on the choices that you make or whatever. And
that's interesting.
It's dude, the guy is such a creep.
Oh no!
It would just be great to watch James fumble through it and like James make the righteous choice and have it always be the wrong choice in the eyes of this fucking goober that's trying to teach you how to like pick up women.
That might be fun. we can play around with that. All right, we're gonna take a break. On the other side, we're gonna catch up on some of the important items of the week in Nerdgasm or Nogasm, quickly becoming the biggest fan favorite segment of the show. So Nerdgasm or Davis, what is it? It's what or Nogasm?
Oh my god!
Not quite a Doombot level, but we'll get you there. Hopefully,
there's different levels.
On the other side, on the Best Damn Nerd Show.
Hey everyone, Chris Eglia here, CEO of the Hbo Media Network. I would like to say thank you for checking out one of our podcasts, but we need your help. You can support Hbo in a multitude of ways. By going to our website and checking out our latest podcasts, by buying some sweet merch, joining our Discord, or getting early and exclusive access to all content via our Patreon. Your support means the world to us, and you can find everything on our website, www.10-o.gg. That's ten-o.gg. Thank you again, and now, back to the show.
It's me, Iron Nerd Min-Maxer, Hanzo Gonzo, inviting you into the Hbo Media Arena to see whose nerdiness will reign we're gonna get sued if you will triumph a lotly. Come check out all the battles on the Hbo Media Network Patreon, or you can just skip to the parts where Steve physically breaks something for no reason. See you there.
It's the microphone alchemist Bimbo Jimbo here, of course, formerly the Jedi Master, and we are so happy to be back delivering to you the nerdy content that you need to make it through your Muggle work week. And we want to hear from you, Nerdosphere, so be sure to subscribe, rate, and review us on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Zunes, or other non-name brand MP3 playing devices everywhere, or however you consume your weekly interval. Whether you agree with me that The Last Jedi was a crime against Star Wars, or that you think that my hosting warrants being mauled by a bear, leave us a 5-star review, make us laugh, smile, or cry in that review, and there is a good chance that you will hear it read on a future episode of the Best Damn Nerd Show. So be sure to rate and review us. It's the best way that you can help the BDNS keep saying it loud and proud for years to come. And welcome back to the Best Damn Nerd Show. James Kincaid, Jonathan Craig, Chris Davis, and Mark Truex here with you tonight. And it's time for Nerdgasm or Nogasm here on the Best Damn Nerd Show. I love this segment. I have a soundboard that has been collecting dust, and I'm going to isolate Davis's very high energy Doombot-esque Nerdgasm, I think, to fire off, and I'll have to find somebody's Nogasm. Probably a Jeff Budd Nogasm to fire off as well. I'm gonna really church it up here with the use of the soundboard. Really bring the kitsch to this segment. But Nerdgasm or Nogasm, this first one. Shut up, Mark. It's great. I didn't hear anybody else suggesting a different name for it. Y'all dead silent when I suggest things in the creative meetings. Anyway,
I wasn't invited to those meetings.
No-gasm there. It's in the Discord, Mark. I at you all. No-gasm. All right. This was almost the major topic for tonight because I was going to sort of spiral off into conspiracy theories and things in Davis's ilk. But to be honest with you, I didn't know if he was going to be able to make the show given, what we found out last segment, everybody.
COVID.
But the monolith appearing in Utah and then other subsequent monoliths that just, sent everybody into a tizzy. Aliens, art, nerdgasm, or no-gasm, Davis, this whole story?
This is a no-gasm. This is just none. No.
No-gasm?
Doesn't even tickle. Doesn't tickle the gasm. Because...
Oh, jeez. This is too graphic.
And I'll tell you why. Because these little monoliths are... I mean,
they're not little.
They're small.
No, they're like 12 feet tall.
Yeah, that's not big for a monolith.
Dude, it's 2001-esque. Come on.
It's not even that
it's
size.
Appropriately sized,
Come on.
dude.
And I really haven't seen or heard what they're actually made of. Have somebody actually
they're appearing and disappearing.
Off-world metal, dude.
Dude, as soon as the Utah one disappeared, one appeared in Romania, dude. How are you not into this, Lone Gunman?
And one appeared in some
Atascadero?
backyard in Fresno too, but that one looked more like a fender from an old truck.
So why are you saying no-gasm, Davis?
Because it's so small scale. There's not like I'm not like, oh, where did these come from? And it's aliens. No, it's just
of course
it's just
not,
some
but,
stupid little stunt that is trying to get everybody roused up during COVID because they got nothing else going on. They're trying to be
apparently
Tiger King.
the one in Utah had been there since 2015.
If that is the case and it's not aliens, which, I mean, who knows, isn't this better use of people's time and energy than getting all worked up over other trivial bullshit? It's very constructive.
No, give me a real conspiracy. Give me another,
Dude, rebellions are built on it, okay?
No, actually give me it.
COVID was your conspiracy, but then it turned out to be true because you caught it.
Dude, holy shit.
That's
all
true.
right, moving right along. Mark Truex, the monoliths, nerdgasm or no-gasm?
Nerdgasm. I love it. I just like
fun.
people doing rogue art things, if that is what it is, and not our alien overlords. But I think it's exciting. I like random shit popping up in the middle of nowhere. It's funny, like the one that happened in Atascadero, my wife's cousin was like interviewed by the local media about it. He's like, there's a monolith, then there's not. There's a video of him online geeking out on it.
I can picture that.
Yeah,
you're proving my point, Mark.
Dude, it's fun. It's fun.
It is fun. It's
even
like
if it is a random art installation, which I mean, it most likely is. Yes.
But it's still fun to. It's been a fun little. It's hard to get one over on people, in this day and age. So I think it's been kind of fun. John, what say you? Nerdgasm or no-gasm?
Look, guys, it's tantalizing. It's scintillating. It's arousing. It arouses our interests, but it does not bring me to the point of nerdgasm. I'm going with Davis. I'm saying it's a no-gasm. It's not enough. Like it gets you like halfway there. You know what I mean? Like I just need more. I need to see a little green man.
This story's like been working the angles a little bit, and when you meet it face to face,
I'm honestly more interested in all the footage that has come out of like unidentified aerial vehicles or whatever they're called now instead of UFO.
Dropping off monoliths everywhere. Riveted.
I'm saying nerdgasm because it piqued my interest. I thought it was cool, and the memes to come out of it have been worth it alone for a nerdgasm. Like the best one I've seen is somebody put like the Southwest lineup numbers on it. And
I saw that.
That's just top notch memery. So it gets a nerdgasm for me for just the memes and the lulz, So I liked it. All right, next up, though, maybe a little bit bigger to people out there. Warner Brothers making a bold move with HBO Max. They are going to be pushing everything onto HBO Max simultaneously with, they're releasing into theaters and everything like that. So whatever's coming out will be on HBO Max in addition to other areas where you can go watch it and risk pulling a Davis. But I mean, it's quite a slate of movies. It's, Matrix 4, The Suicide Squad, Dune, Space Jam, A New Legacy, just to name a few, Mortal Kombat. What do you guys think about this move, about all these movies coming to HBO Max? Nerdgasm or no-gasm? Mark.
Nerdgasm. Of course it's a nerdgasm. First of all, you said Dune, which I'm all about, and I was devastated it got canceled. Now it's going to be played in my living room? Fuck yeah, I'm in. You already got Wonder Woman, you already got more Suicide Squad, you got more Matrix, you got more Mortal Kombat, and I get to watch it from the comfort of my own home instead of in the mass with all those pigs. You know, the only person I know who's gone to a movie theater has also gotten COVID. Chris.
Oh wow, that's a great point.
We were pretty much by ourselves, though.
Mark
pretty
with
much,
the heat, yeah, pretty much, but close, but no cigar.
You said that
There's
the
another
other couple
couple.
sat directly in front of you.
Well, we sat 2 rows behind them. Then we realized, hey, nobody's coming in. We should probably move so this isn't weird.
Yeah, Kova.
Just saying. Now I don't have to have that predicament. I could just sit on my couch in my PJs. It seems delightful.
John, I mean, you make some great points, and you just KO'd Davis, which is terrific. John, what say you, nerdgasm or no-gasm?
I was just showing off our new, not state of the art, but still better than what we had, 4K TV that we just got in the living room here, and because of that, I'm actually very excited. I'm excited for Matrix 4. I'm excited for Dune. I'm excited for a new Space Jam, and I'm just excited for more content to be available on these apps that we all have been.
John finally made it to 2016 with his TV.
You haven't answered the fundamental question, John.
I'm saying nerdgasm.
Okay. I mean, that's where you were trending, but we have to hear it. And preferably with a little bit of enthusiasm, so I don't think you're faking it.
I mean, I'm not overly enthusiastic in my nerdgasm. It's just, it's just your run-of-the-mill kind of maintenance level nerdgasm.
Okay, I respect it.
It's
like drinking water.
Self nerdgasm.
All right. Go brush your teeth and go to bed.
Turn my mobile browser off of private mode and go to bed.
Davis,
I can turn Bluetooth back on.
Oh yeah, back on. Nerdgasm or no-gasm, Davis?
It's a no-gasm, fellas. 0 for 2, Kincaid.
Dude, you just need a theater experience, huh?
I need the big theater experience, because the only thing...
I'm a super spreader.
The only thing that is going to survive...
That's the name of a documentary for Davis that will also be on HBO Max, ironically.
Yeah. Dude, they didn't have a term for it until COVID, but he's been a super
his
spreader
sexual
for years.
exploits in college and then how he got COVID. It's a two-pronged documentary.
The only thing that's going to survive this little move that they're making, because it's going to go well. It's going to probably change a lot of things, and it's going to kill the big theaters. I like the big theater. I don't want to go to this art house theater and have like a tofu dog with pickled onions and relish, and I don't want this art house only type
really
theater
good.
experience.
No tofu dogs. Tofu dogs are atrocious.
Is there a bar?
There's a bar probably. I don't need that.
Some hipster beers there.
I don't need the recliner. I don't need the bar. I just want a movie theater, like at a big ass screen. Because all these art house ones, they're too small. I might as well be home.
Well, now you can be on HBO Max.
But I want to be in a theater.
I don't want to derail the conversation too much, but my second date with my now wife, mother of my child, she chose to take me to an art house to watch this Korean film, and I don't think she researched enough, like what the subject of the film was, because it was.
I think your wife is delightful and lovely and a terrific mother, but what a terrible date!
What was it? What was it?
How did she get a third date?
In the first, well, okay, so this is the second date, mind you. We're at this art house fucking film place. We're watching this Korean film, and within the first 5 minutes of the film, this boy comes home. I think, sorry, let me rewind it a second. This mother finds out that her husband has cheated on her. So her son comes home from school, her high school son, and she cuts off his penis. That's the first 5 minutes of this fucking movie, dude. So the rest of the movie is just him dealing with this reality that just took place.
Was your wife just like boring a hole into the side of your head the whole time?
Dude, I was like, what is this? And I mean, luckily, like it was like one of those like lofty like indie films that sets out to have some like greater message. So like, you know, we both walked away from it like, what the hell was that? I don't think she was expecting that. I definitely was not expecting that, having not chosen the film or done any research on what the film was. But it led to some interesting conversation afterward, and you know, years later, you know, relationship.
I'm saying nerdgasm actually now to that date.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about
There's a twinkle.
John?
There's a twinkle in his eye.
What about HBO Max here? And that's the story of how Little Baby was made.
Yeah, exactly.
Where are you resting, James?
Where am I coming down on it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm. Well, John, did you say nerdgasm or nogasm?
I said
remember it was a self.
I'm still capable.
I'm going nerdgasm on this too. I do think that Davis is right though, that it could be changing a lot of how we view movies in the future and stuff like that. And I too, when it's safe, like a movie going experience, it is that there really is no substitute for a lot of that. But I think that this is a win. I think for a lot of people that put in so much hard work on these movies, and you know we've very excited for a lot of them. So to have the opportunity to see all of them in this way, I think it's the best possible outcome in a bad situation. So I'm going nerdgasm. You know, I think Warner Bros is setting a pretty cool precedent, and I hope that whatever metrics they have to use to determine their success, they are successful. If they're good, if they suck, I hope they fail. But yeah, I'm going nerdgasm though, because I want to see Dune. I'm excited for Wonder Woman, the Conjuring movies. I'm into it. So I'm going big old nerdgasm on that one for sure. This next one, not so much. I'll lead this one off.
Spoiler.
Yeah, sorry. Oscar Isaac reportedly cast as Solid Snake in the Metal Gear Solid movie, and I'm a huge Oscar Isaac fan. Let me start out with that. Go watch the movie 10 Years. He's the best part of the movie, and that's one of my favorite little-known movies there is, courtesy of Chris Seglia for turning me on to that one. But I'm going no-gasm here, because I just don't know if he's got the chops to follow in David Hayter's footsteps, who voice acted Solid Snake, who, was, part of the sort of facial, he is Solid Snake to the fan base, and he has been Solid Snake for many years. Even when they replaced his voice acting in one game with Kiefer Bleepin Sutherland, like the fan base was not a fan. Like they revolted in a lot. Like we were not happy about that. So I feel bad for Oscar Isaac in that sense. I'm saying no-gasm with not full, but a decent percentage of expectation though that I could have to eat a lot of crow, because a lot of these casting things that I've not been for, I've been wrong about. See Ben Affleck as Batman. So maybe I'm wrong on this one. I just don't know if this Metal Gear Solid movie is ever going to get made, if it's going to get made well, because it's been talked about for so freaking long. But Oscar Isaac, to me, when I think of him, doesn't really have that sort of Solid Snake vibe to him. That this sort of, I picture an older dude, honestly, like a Hugh Jackman type dude to be Solid Snake, that kind of guy. Somebody like a Clive Owen. I think I would have been more excited about playing Solid Snake because Clive Owen's been around the block a little bit. He's got that gravitas. He's seen some shit. So I'm going Nogasm. Davis, how about you?
This gets a light Nerdgasm. This is like a soft stroll into that gasm. Because I like Oscar Isaac, and we've been wrong so much lately with casting and about how good people are. So I
to
think
be fair,
I have
not
to go...
all of us.
Not,
some
not all
of us
of
were
us,
very
but...
Mark and Jeff were very enthusiastic about Ben Affleck as Batman.
That's right.
That's right. I feel like we are wrong more often than not when it comes to some of these castings, and so I'm going to give them a little bit on the benefit of the doubt. And from what I've seen from him, I think he's got some range to him, so I think he can do it.
I'm rooting for him, and I hope it's great, and I hope it watches the stench of Poe Dameron and Apocalypse off of him because he is a good actor, and I do enjoy him. But this was not the name that I wanted to see pop up for Solid Snake. As Metal Gear Solid, the one that came out for PlayStation, is one of my all-time favorite video games. John, what say you?
Just kind of an immediate shutdown Nogasm. I just don't have any connection to Metal Gear Solid, the story, the characters, and I know to Jeff's disappointment, I'm just not a huge fan of like video game turned movies. But maybe this one will be different. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I got Mark. We'll go to Mark, and then I have a special Nerdgasm Nogasm for John.
So I will say I am not a Metal Gear guy. I have a strong appreciation because of watching James play so much as a child.
Damn
he
right.
didn't let you play?
Oscar Isaac. No.
That's my playthrough, Davis.
Terrible friend.
Oh my god.
You will watch me play.
I will say Oscar Isaac I really like, and I'm excited for him in Dune, but he doesn't strike me as Solid Snake. I tend to picture Tom Cruise. That's my pick.
Interesting.
And
Not
so,
a bad pick. Guy's a movie star. A-lister.
Star. A-lister. Cult leader. Fact. And so I'm going to have a Nogasm on this one.
I'm with that.
It doesn't entice me. I didn't even know there was a Metal Gear Solid movie coming out. It's
been in developmental hell forever.
It's cool because I'm not gonna play the game, so now I could finally get what all the hubbub's about and watch it. Just like before, but probably better.
Fuck you.
But Oscar Isaac's not doing for me on this. I don't see the connection there for the character.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Good reasoning. I think it's similar to my own.
That's why you liked it.
This one's mostly for John, but I think the rest of you will nerdgasm over it. At Justle TV on Twitter has over 15,000 followers, only following 119 accounts. I am not one of them. Nerdgasm or no gas? Did you get my middle finger that I sent you the other day?
Oh, is that what that was about?
Yes.
Here, I'll follow you right now, dude. There you go.
Nerdgasm.
Thank you.
I love it, John. Don't follow him.
No,
he doesn't deserve it.
I folled him.
You piece of shit.
But I will nerdgasm later over the despair that this has caused him. I do take great pleasure in that.
Well, everybody should follow at Justle TV. So how about that?
Yeah.
Which channel?
And
I might follow you guys. If you're interesting. I might unfollow other people if they're not interesting.
Like me. All right. Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way. Davis, getting COVID, nerdgasm or no-gasm?
Nerdgasm. Let me tell you.
He already said he enjoyed playing video games, dude. It was like a break.
I beat the first 2 Uncharteds during those 2 weeks.
Ooh, nice.
And I got a good start on the 3rd. Love the start of the 3rd one. So it's on a good roll right now. So I had a great time.
That's good.
Nice.
I got all my
Which love interest did you like more? First Uncharted or second Uncharted?
Second Uncharted. She had a little bit more Spitfire to her. So, yeah, and she was probably a little bit more experienced.
Thick. So, Dave,
this is getting too real.
None of them are thick.
I think you guys are taking the spirit of this sort of buy or sell segment the wrong way here that I had envisioned.
Yeah.
All right, G4 coming back. Are we nerdgasm or no-gasm over G4's return, John?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be a hesitant nerdgasm. I wasn't like a huge fan of the original G4. I think it's an interesting concept now with, things doing so well on Twitch and YouTube in the nerd and gaming world. I think it's going to be really, really hard for them to compete for attention of young people. But I think maybe they can serve an older audience who's a little bit more accustomed to watching video game stuff and can watch stuff that's maybe a little bit more mature than what's on Twitch. But I don't know. We'll see. It's
an interesting nostalgia grab.
It is, and I get it. And there's a lot of other people trying to do it. Like I would say one of their biggest competitors right now is a company called Ven, which is essentially doing a TV network for gamers, but they're doing it not on TV. They're doing it like on YouTube, Twitch, and everywhere else that you can like watch live stuff. And G4 is going to do something similar. They're going to like stream mostly, but I believe they're going to have a TV presence as well. Ven has struggled, dude. They've had a really, really hard time because people are watching Twitch right now and they're not watching like corporate sanitized content the way these companies used to put out. IGN struggles, GameSpot struggles, Machinima struggled and then died. I was there for that. A lot of these companies, but it's true. Like the old way of doing this kind of gaming content is not effective anymore. Like the best way to entertain these viewers now is to do more authentic, kind of like experiential play with me type streams and not be brand safe and PC the way these networks have to be just by virtue of their revenue model. And I think that is going to be their biggest challenge, but who knows? I hope they prove it wrong. Like I am excited to see.
Davis?
No-gasm. It's just
it's not satisfying anybody tonight.
It's a dusty old no-gasm. It's just
Grandma.
Yeah, I feel like that gasm was coming from an older.
Man, I need to find a news story that's stuck in the washing machine for Davis or something like that for him to get a good nerdgasm going here.
No, man, it's just not gonna do it. John's right. It's not.
What if I told you a Game of Thrones prequel was stuck in the washing machine? That doing anything for you?
I think you had something going with a different one on your rundown, but
okay.
This is just not an avenue I think that's going to be successful anymore, and I think somebody's got to be a little bit more creative and original with how they're going to monetize something like this. That's not from an individual standpoint. It's going to be tough for them. I think I doubt they make it.
Wow, no gasm. Okay, Mark, what say you?
No gasm.
Not into it.
No, not interested. G4 wasn't my thing. I was like, oh, cool, video games on the TV? What else is on?
We got WWE's Xavier Woods involved with it. That alone is enough for a nerdgasm for me. I don't know. I think they're going to get some cool personalities. I love nostalgia. It's weird that at this point that G4 is nostalgic, but here we are in 2020, so it's getting a nerdgasm for me.
They just have to be different, dude. They cannot like burst onto the scene and be like, all right, let's do what IGN is doing in terms of video content. Like they or like G4, kind of funny games.
You know, one of my most vivid G4 memories actually is from Comic-Con. I forget who I was in line with, but one of those personalities, that blonde one, like held up the entire line. Like they stopped like vending whatever it was so they could do some stupid ass G4 shoot. I'm like,
wait, was that Sarah Underwood?
Yes, there it was.
Okay,
yes.
I changed my answer. Nerdgasm if she's back. 100%.
There it is. All right.
You got me.
She's doing the whole show from the washing machine, Davis.
It's gonna be tough though, dude. Like, do you guys envision yourself being like, oh, there's a new Red Dead coming out, like, let me see what G4 has to say about it?
I think it depends on the quality of personalities. Like, I think Xavier Woods is a really good personality. He's dynamic, obviously has the gift of gab by virtue of his job.
Is he exclusively going to be doing that for them because he has his own YouTube channel? And Twitch stream
I don't know.
Twitter
Yeah,
and like that's the thing. Like we like to go nowadays. Consumers are going direct to individuals and to influencers for their opinions on things. Like, we don't need to go to these big monolithic corporate organizations, and that's why I think it's going to be hard for them. Like, people don't like following brands anymore; they like following individuals.
Callback.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good question. All right, this last Nerdgasm or Nogasm is dealing with The Mandalorian. So if you do not want it spoiled for you, take off your headsets because only Davis and I have watched. John, I don't know if you care, but
no, I'm gonna take my headset off and see if I can knock out a quick world quest. Let me know when you guys are done.
Okay, yeah. So we will go to break for that. I nerdgasm for that. I'll tell you that. That's a nerdgasm right there. All right, now that it's just Davis and I. Nerdgasm or Nogasm, again, full spoilers if you are not all the way caught up on The Mandalorian Season 2, but Boba Fett's return, Davis, Nerdgasm or Nogasm?
Nerdgasm, everyone. This is a Nerdgasm. We finally have a good one, James. Thank you.
Saving the best for last, baby.
Oh, man. Yeah, Boba Fett is back, and he was back with a vengeance here. I gotta say, I really like this episode. It was simple in what the storyline was, but I mean the action was really good. Boba Fett was an absolute
super
BA.
badass. Yeah,
unbelievable. And we get the return of, I forget what her name was.
Yeah, she's awesome too. I even liked her like little robot guts.
Yeah, no, I explained that great. Yeah, no, it kind of tied into Boba Fett's return and how he survived a little bit. But not only that, but you get the reveal of the dark saber at the end.
Well, we had that at the end of last season, but yeah, seeing it again.
Oh, I don't see. I think I did fall asleep during the last episode.
God damn,
because I don't remember seeing that. Oh man, oh no.
Yeah, but we got to see Baby Yoda force choking some fools and fighting back, but he gets so tired.
And a tease for Bill Burr's return.
Yes. And I loved. I mean, anytime you can see Gina Carano playing Cara Dune, to me is great. I think she is a quintessential Star Wars character at this point. Like, she just, to me, I'm in Star Wars. She just fits right in. And now she's part of the law. She's a marshal. So that was interesting too. But yeah, seeing Boba Fett back, they teased it. We knew it was coming, but seeing his ship Slave One burst onto the scene and come down, I was like, oh boy, like this is going to get real. And him using the gaffy stick to just bust some heads. I at one point though, I was frustrated. I was like, dude, are you going to use a blaster or what, dude? Like, like that's what you do. Like, so can I see that? And we did get to see that. Seeing him put on the armor, they fleshed out the Fett backstory a little bit more, that Django was actually a foundling. And look, this is me talking about things that were referenced or done in the prequels and not getting red hot about it. So, God bless The Mandalorian for all that they have, done for the Star Wars universe. But I definitely nerdgasmed all over that episode. It was just like one after another. It was super cool. And we're going to see him at least for one or two more episodes, helping out The Mandalorian. I was super sad that they blew up Razor Crest though.
Yeah, but I mean, that means we're going to get a little bit more Slave One a lot. So I think that's going to be the main ship now, moving, probably for the rest of this season. I think if they're going to do another 8-episode season, then, you're going to get Boba Fett for the rest of it, and you get Slave One.
Big time nerdgasm. Hope that Boba Fett doesn't dominate the show too much and that we just wrap up his story and then it's just Mando and Grogu again. But big time nerdgasm, And I think for like a lot of Star Wars fans that were fans of the EU and that like Boba Fett was alive, he's officially, it's canon. Boba Fett is back.
Canon. And
so,
I mean, are the sequel directors just like man, how does somebody actually make a story this good?
They're probably just like, wait, they seem to like this. Where are all the hate tweets?
If only they had content to pull from to make the sequels, It's unbelievable.
Where are all the hate tweets? Yeah, ridiculous. But, it was cool. Like, it's cool that Boba Fett's back. I don't necessarily need a ton of him, moving beyond this season. Let him go off on his own and then once again be mysterious or invariably get a derivative Disney Plus series of his own. But Temuera Morrison back playing him is cool. He was one of the better parts of the prequels in general. So yeah, definitely a nerdgasm. And that is going to wrap up this segment of the Best Damn Nerd Show. We're going to take one more break. On the other side, we'll get the band back together here, and we're going to be talking about our next bracket that we want to bring to you all to vote in our Discord. It's bestdamnnerdshow.com/Discord, and we're going to discuss it tonight, introduce it, and then we're going to take it to y'all, see what your suggestions are, and then we will unveil it as we go here. So we're going to take a break. More on the other side on the Best Damn Nerd Show.
Hey nerd, Lore Master Tim here, and I've come with a rather indecent proposal. We want you to join in the conversation. If you aren't already a member of our Discord, what are you even doing? You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TheBDNS. And if you're crazy, odds are we'll talk about it on the show, so get kooky, and above all, let's get nerdy.
Hey guys, it's the loquacious anime and manga lover Jahns here. Now I have watched a lot of anime, and I've read an abundance of manga. So you would think that I have a pretty interesting opinion on the culture. From classics like Golden Boy and Ghost in the Shell, to masterpieces such as Psycho Pass and Gantz. Come and join me as I talk about the world of anime and manga, which has had a huge impact on my life. And who knows, whatever I talk about and recommend to you guys could become one of your favorite series.
Ammo with Jammers.
It's the microphone alchemist Bimbo Jimbo here, and when I'm not verbally super kicking Last Jedi fans on the Best Damn Nerd Show, or fantasy casting The Rock in another movie on the DLC, well, that's when I actually get to talk about wrestling. That's right, come join me in the Wrestling War Room, where I take my mic to the mat and launch my hot takes about the Wednesday Night War between AEW and NXT. The Wrestling War Room, which side are you on? Welcome back to the Best Damn Nerd Show. James Kincaid, John Craig, Mark Trex, Chris Davis back for one more segment this evening. And we're going to be introducing the next bracket that we're going to be doing. The October Horror Madness bracket was so much fun for us, and we loved the interaction in Discord that we started talking about wanting to do more of those and incorporating them as we go along. And with the release of, the next generation of consoles, I figured what better bracket to do than the greatest consoles of all time. I think that there's definitely, been enough to fill out a bracket and then some. I think there's some sentimental favorites given on, maybe just a certain game in particular carrying the water for an entire console. I'm looking at Shenmue for Dreamcast and stuff like that. So I wanted to just kick it over to you guys. Who are you looking at as what your top seeds will be? Just who are you when it comes to mind the best consoles of all time? Who are maybe some of your Cinderella stories? What should or should we not include? Before we get into just what leaps out at you, should we include the handheld consoles like Game Boy, Game Gear in this tournament? John?
I'm going to say no, because I don't believe that they are consoles. I believe that they are handheld devices. Now, the caveat to that is with the current generation of consoles, I believe that we would have to count the Switch as a console.
Okay.
Yes.
Because that is the latest offering, and because you can dock it officially. Like, it comes in the package with a dock to plug into your television. You don't have to buy like crazy accessories to make that happen.
Okay, so you're saying yes to Switch, no to Game Boy and Game Gear.
Correct.
Being involved in this.
And
if Game Boy was
all that.
Yeah, if Game Boy was involved, I do feel like Game Boy would be at least a 3 seed on one of the sides of the bracket. Like, Game Boy is very beloved and was, big time player. But Davis, what do you think? Should we include them or no?
I mean, just to be quick about it, no, I don't think we should. There's so many different versions of Game Boy and DS, and just it's pretty
Nintendo
much
products,
just Nintendo. Yeah.
Well, Mark wants
The
to
Game
roll out
Gear?
his 10
The
9-volt
Nomad?
batteries to play the Sega one.
Dude, the Nomad was a Sega Genesis that was it played the Genesis games. It clearly wipes the floor with the rest. I mean, that's the original Switch.
No one's disrespecting the handhelds, and I think we can do maybe a handheld bracket at a later time.
You think so? That's my fear, is that if we don't do handhelds on this, they will never get their day in the sun.
I think we could do a smaller bracket.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe
there are plenty of handhelds, but they're so.
That's a good point. That's a good point, though.
There's not.
Not. Well, it's
like I would never really think like, oh god, let's do another handheld. Like, let's do a handheld tournament. You know.
I mean, the Game Gear had a backlight. Let's be honest.
All right,
Game Gear was legit.
You've converted me, dude.
You need the backlight.
I think we should. I think handheld devices should be allowed. But I have another question for you guys.
My iPhone.
Okay.
PCs.
No. Davis walked away from his computer.
Dude. It's a gaming device.
We're not really looking at that right now, John. It's like a horse of a different color, you know?
It plays all the games, dude.
Yeah, I know, and I know you're like a PC ride or die, and you're literally playing World of Warcraft when we're doing this show.
All right.
But
Mark brought up a good point. Fine, I'll concede, no PC. Mark brought up a good point, though. What about, like, phones? Because of mobile games.
No, 1,000% no.
I feel like we could just have one entry that is
the phone.
Device.
Then what is this? Like the Toy Hall of Fame where Stick gets in before Transformers?
iPhone games are amazing.
Is stupid. No.
Kids love sticks.
I'd be willing to sacrifice all the handhelds just to keep it. Like there are enough consoles on there to fill out a 16 just strictly console bracket.
Dude, what do you have against Candy Crush?
I don't have anything against Candy Crush. I just don't think it has a place in this tournament.
Flappy Bird?
Bejeweled was where it was at. Angry Birds?
No, Flappy Bird. Isn't that the one that the guy like took it off the App Store and people were buying phones off of eBay for like $20,000?
No, I didn't hear about that. Okay, we'll have to look into that on a future edition of Nerdgasm or Nogasm, perhaps. So we're going to put this to the Discord as well to sort of further parse out the debate here on what should or should not be included. But just on the face of it, what are some of your what do you think will be should be the top seeded consoles? Because for me, like Super Nintendo jumps to mind, PS2, N64, and original Nintendo are sort of like the four.
Dude,
that just
you can't. It's just. Are you serious?
What? Those are just the four that jump out to me.
It's all just Nintendo products?
No,
dude?
It's not all Nintendo. I said PS2.
Jesus Christ.
I said
Pick
PS2.
One.
I said PS2.
Nintendo. I'm
just talking about the greats, man. The goats, dude.
Yeah, the greats. Like original Xbox, maybe. Show some
original
respect. Jesus
See,
Christ.
that would be on my pick. Original Xbox.
Yeah.
I mean,
that'd be
took the success of the 4 controllers, but then they gave you Halo. Like,
Need for Speed Underground?
Ooh, yeah.
Fable?
Yeah, Midnight Club Racing?
Hey, man. Halo. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic?
Yeah.
KTOR?
Yeah.
I'm just saying it deserves a top seed. Like we can't have Nintendo be seeds 1 through 5.
No Fusion Frenzy, Mark.
Dude, it was a party. It was the party game of party games.
Like
I honestly put
think
party in the title.
We already discussed it that Mario Party was the party game of all party games, and then Fall Guys. How's that crown coming, John?
I think in round 1 we should have a Nintendo. Like we should have a couple. Maybe one match.
Do you feel like we should have a Nintendo side of the bracket and then like a Sony and Microsoft side?
No, not necessarily. That can be on. You can have Nintendo on both sides. I do think that round 1 should have some Nintendo versus Nintendo matchups, though.
Sure. Well, it's going to depend on how the seeding breaks out. Just like through random happenstance, Jason and Mrs. Voorhees met in the first round of that October horror bracket.
Completely random.
It's the must-see matchup of the. Right. Some would say it was the must-see matchup of the tournament.
Yeah, so I'm saying put the Game Boy Advance and the DS in the same category and let them fucking fight to the death.
So you just said something that is concerning because if we do include the handhelds, there are a decent enough number there that might take some of the starch out of the. I don't want to see Atari get left off the list.
I really don't.
Yeah,
it's kind of what we decide our console's worth.
Game Boy Color or nothing.
Yeah,
I think Game Boy might have to just encompass Game Boy. Yeah,
exactly.
And that and everything that comes with it. Maybe that would be an advantage for it. I don't know. Davis, what are some of the ones that pop off that would be on the top of your list?
Well, I think Mark brings up Xbox. I think the 360 is going to be pretty high when it comes to the Xbox versions. And,
but it's going to red ring right before you need it to perform.
Well, that's why it will instantly lose in every bracket that I fill out. So
yeah.
But it's going to be up there for some people. I'm just going to, throw that out there. You bring up PlayStation. You bring up PlayStation 2, and I think you have to look even more recent for PlayStation. I know we can't have recency bias, but the PS4 is
the PS4 was great.
Is an amazing system. What they've done with that and how simple they made how to access social media every time you do something on it, how to intertwine everything, and just the ease of access compared.
Forgive me, I have the PS3. In PS4s, there's still like the virtual hangout network space where you can hang out on like a couch and walk around and see other avatars and stuff.
Not that I've seen.
Because that was cool.
They might have something.
Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
You know what just occurred to me? Just paying some respects to the Xbox 360. PlayStation 5, when they did their announcement, they were like, look at our sleek white design. Like, you've never seen this before. And it's like, well, we have. We have memories of a white console that we all spent a lot of time playing Call of Duty on. I mean, come on now.
It's like when the 64 came out in black. Yeah, I remember.
Sega. There are some consoles that I do want to see make it. Just because, like, I want to see Dreamcast on this bracket. I think even if they just go out in the first round.
I think it should be on there.
Dreamcast, GameCube,
Genesis, absolutely on there.
Top television.
If we had a Super Nintendo versus Genesis,
everyone was playing in television.
Sega Saturn.
Choose your own adventure books. I mean,
I don't know if Saturn's even going to make an 8 seed.
My TI-86
here's the other
calculator that I can play Snake
I think we've established that there are enough to maybe, because we did 16 last time. Do we want to expand it out and do a 24? Do we want to do a 12-sided?
No, because
are there 24?
You'd have to go up to 32, or else then you get into buy territory. And,
got it.
I think you could do buys. I think like
maybe 1 seeds get a buy, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. 24 though is a lot of consoles. Then you have a lot of like. I feel like you have
all the Ataris,
a lot of just wasted. Here's the thing, dude.
Jaguar,
there's a lot that just maybe we just give honorable mention when we do the first round on the podcast, because
dude, I wish we could get people like championing each one, and we could do like a live feed of them being disappointed when they don't make the bracket.
There's just a lot that, like, while great, are gonna lose in the first round. You know what I mean? Like,
and there's the
ones that just don't have the like brand power of the others. So maybe we do a 16 console tournament and it's just more curated. Like, I don't know that you need to have PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4 on there. I could
for sure. No, you make.
I don't know which one you lose, and I'm not ready to piss off PlayStation fans by making that decision.
I think you lose 3. You definitely lose 3.
You lose 3.
Like 3 is the one to go.
So does every Nintendo console need to be on there?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, I don't. The Wii is not on mine. The Wii's not on mine for sure. The Wii is trash, dude.
Dude, the Wii should be on yours.
The Wii should 100% be on there, but the Wii U is not making it.
Wii U is a PU.
A Wii is
trash.
Wii, though. Just
Mark's
like Game Boy. Like,
what's the Wii U?
I mean, all right. Well, then maybe we do need 24 or more than 16, because then you're looking at 4 spots for PlayStation, like 18 spots for fucking Nintendo. Jesus.
John, do you hate Nintendo?
No, I don't. It's just like, all right, enough already. You know what I mean?
Mark, what are your top seeds?
Top seeds.
Like, I mean, you don't have to list them out, but like, what are your favorite consoles from your memories?
Nintendo 64, without a doubt. To this day, still, just the fact that there was 4 controllers on there for group play with things with like GoldenEye and Smash Bros.
Banjo-Kazooie, dude.
Dude, it was phenomenal. And then same thing, I gotta say, probably like Xbox, because Halo, KOTOR, just that level, at least in my time of playing games, was extraordinary. Now, the 360 was dope, and there were some cool games on there, but it didn't really like, for me as a consumer, didn't revolutionize what was already happening. I hated that you had to pay to go online. Hated it.
Yeah.
That's what was great about PlayStation for a long time. I don't even know if that's the thing anymore. But you should be able to play for free. You should be able to play. You bought the game, you should be able to play.
I think they've actually...
PCs are better.
They've actually switched now. I'm pretty sure Xbox is free and PlayStation is charges now.
I think you still have to pay for Xbox too.
Okay.
Awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awful.
Davis has lost some memory with what he's gone through.
I've just boycotted Microsoft since the 360, so I really don't know a whole lot with what they're doing lately.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Yeah. But, I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of Wii bashing. I feel like the Wii was great because it brought the new controller system with motion sensor and all that to the forefront.
Hated it.
Maybe it's
just
not
because it's
used
new.
That much anymore.
Just because it's not. Yeah, because it wasn't good.
People love.
It was all right.
Games. It was huge for families.
Wii was
It
all right.
sold.
Did you ever play
so
Trauma Center? Where you're doing surgery, ripping people open,
but I know Davis has recently.
That wasn't a game.
Dude,
yeah.
All right. Mario Kart on Wii was phenomenal. It might be my favorite version of Mario Kart.
Yeah, you had you could buy the wheel. You could put the controller in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
What about like VR?
Yeah, it's matzo ball. I mean, I guess like it just, to me, it doesn't crack my top 16.
I mean,
you know,
I've played a lot of VR because we had a full setup
on what though?
It was it's very gimmicky, I will say. There's not a lot of games that are like feel very immersive and you want to like spend. It's just not. It's not. The games are not as good as what you get on consoles or PC.
Yeah, the technology just isn't there yet.
So that's why it wouldn't make my top 16. So they would be out. I don't even think it'd make my top 24.
No.
So, but I do think this is. I think that what we've demonstrated though is that the field will be stacked and very. I don't know. I feel like that there is going to be some, especially as the tournament rolls on, some fierce competition, depending on the draw.
What's going to be like deciders for these? I mean, are you talking like the aesthetic design, the controller design? Because I mean, if you're going by that, the N64 is going to struggle with those controllers and
oh my God,
sticking. Controllers were great.
And sticking with a cartridge over disc. I mean, that was a bold move.
Well,
dude, cartridges are good, just don't blow in them.
It paid off for them, I feel like, too, because what was the knock on PlayStation at the time? And I was a PlayStation guy, too, as well. Was that, loading, what's that? Like, people hate, like, PlayStation caught a lot of flack for that. You know, that was some tough sells to people. They're like, I swear it's good, just give it a minute. Damn it.
It's got
Don't leave.
Isn't that
Don't
so funny
leave.
that now their whole angle is like, for PS5, is like fast load times?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, whoa, that's a throwback.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
I mean, it had to suck for Mark, especially because, I mean, he was just watching you, so it was just not only did he have to wait for the load time, he just had to wait and
I watched the Cools play Eternal Darkness more than I ever played Eternal Darkness, and Eternal Darkness is one of my favorite games from watching it be played.
Here's what I propose.
Okay.
Here's what I propose. I propose we engineer the bracket in a way where our top seed from each publisher, whatever you want to say, gets a bye in week 1.
Interesting.
And in week 1, all the others, the Dreamcasts of the world, and then the second tier, and then the second tier from Nintendo, from Sony, from Microsoft, like they fight it out. And I think we should engineer the bracket in a way where there's some cannibalism in terms of like,
yeah, no, I feel that.
Maybe one match or one match
we
is
could
a
do
PlayStation versus a PlayStation.
Too. There could be the Nintendo division, you know, and so that only the strongest of the strong from a given brand survives to move on to face, you know, another tribe.
Conferences, yeah.
So the Intellivision was Mattel's strongest console, so that gets a bye.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. That is one way to look at it.
Just outside the playoff bubble mark.
God.
And but that way, you might see some 1 seeds go down that way at least.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think you need to like completely section it off where like only one Nintendo console makes it out to the final 4 or whatever we decide on. But I think that I don't think the first round every match can be like Sony versus Nintendo and Microsoft versus Sony. Like I think there needs to be some inter-publisher.
Yeah, no, your
fights.
point's very well taken, and I do kind of like the idea of conferences with this and stuff like that too. I think the buy of the best of a given company is a good idea too, and I'm excited to take this discussion to Discord.
We have to decide that.
Can we keep one side cartridge and the other side disc?
That's interesting too. That's actually an interesting thought as well. There's a lot of different ways to slice it. I'm excited for this though because
the Switch count as a cartridge.
The Switch wouldn't even make my tournament, dude.
It's in the tournament, dude.
It doesn't make my dance, bro. It's going to cost Atari. It's going to cost Atari a spot. No, thank you. I'd rather have Atari get invited.
Yeah, I might be with you on that.
I want to see a Cinderella story where Atari finally makes good on itself. But I mean,
the bracket just works out in a way where Atari wins.
Hey man, anything could happen on the Best Damn Nerd Show. But I mean, honestly, one of the highlights of doing the show again has been that tournament because it led to so much great engagement with all of you listeners. Again. Join up on the Discord, bestdamnnerdshow.com/Discord if you want to opine on this and help sort of shape the direction of this next tournament that we're going to be doing. But in honor of the next gen consoles, I think it's a good start. That is going to do it for this episode / creative workshop here on the Best Damn Nerd Show. Have a great week, everyone. And remember, if you're a nerd, always say it loud and say it proud. It's at the Bimbo Jimbo on Twitter if you too want to follow me like John just did.
Ultra Monthly Podcasts. Check it out. I don't have a good website.
Hey everyone, Chris Seglia, CEO of the Tenno Media Network here. Thank you so much for listening to our content, but we need your help. Please rate us 5 stars, subscribe, and give us a shining review wherever you listen to this podcast. It really, really helps us out. And one more thing. Please tell a friend if you can. Tell them Tasty Steve, Hanzo Gonzo, Markman, Rip, Ricky Replay, or someone who everyone loves sent you or something. That might help. Anyway, again, thank you for listening. And if you want more, make sure to check us out at www.ten-o.gg, www.tenno.gg.